You might not like this, and some of y'all might not be able to get no more engagements after this, but I don't care. I just want to help Pastor Blake. So don't go nowhere expecting nothing, because he's in the field of riches, and these folks is being taken care of by the word that Jesus is saying. And he's done exactly what God told him to do, but he has nothing.
All right.
Even the scripture tells you that he's toiled all night long. He's tried hard to make something happen. He is a man that is working, so he ought to be eating, but nothing is happening good for him. And here is the point where most New Age preachers stop preaching. When you start preaching, or you start doing your ministry or whatever God has assigned to you to do, and then you start expecting some big bounty to happen, and you still in the ship with some stinky folks that you've been with all day, working real hard and not seeing nothing happen. Knew I wasn't gonna get no amen there. Right? Because the reality is that we have to bear the weight of the cross. The Bible tells us that each of us is given our cross to bear. There's some weight now. There's weight that you have to take on in this thing called Christianity. And most of us now, we slack at the promise of God, meaning that what's going to happen for us in the end, we stutter at it because we want it to happen right now. So Peter is faced with the problem that most of us have, but he goes forward. God tells him to do something. Jesus Christ, being God in the flesh, whether you're Trinitarian or Unitarian, you still believe in that God calls Jesus to tell Peter to thrust out. Peter's doing exactly what he's been told to do, and he thrusts out. And after working all day long in your profession, God will call you to do something in your vocation.
All right.
God will cause you to do something in your vocation after a long day's work in your occupation.
All right now.
Does that make sense? Because Peter he was already working. See, what we want to do is we want to retire from working and then go into ministry. But Jesus' ministry was spent 66% of the time in the marketplace, in the workplace. So the most of the people that you're going to touch, you ain't going to just find them out of nowhere. You got to get to the ministry that's at your job.
Yes, sir.
What we're raising now is children that don't expect to do anything, expect a reward when they have not worked. There are principles of godliness that you cannot gain anywhere else but in a job.
All right.
I say there are principles of godliness that you can't access or gain anywhere else but with a job. Tell your neighbor, keep on working.
Keep on working.
So after he's done the work of his occupation, he then begins his vocation. After he's done the work that he's supposed to do for the man, he turns around and does the work for God. And watch this, the work that he did for man, he didn't get no credit for.
That's good. That's good.
Nobody rewarded him. And then work was hard. You know how when you're supposed to go into ministry, can I help all of the ministers out there? You know you're supposed to go into ministry when your job gets complicated. When the job starts messing with you and they start bothering you and it begins to frustrate you and you don't know what you're going to do next and you're sick of your boss coming to you, you didn't even do nothing and then he's bothering you yet again. That's the time where God is saying it's time for you to thrust forward. It's time for you to launch out into the deep. It's time for you to do the work. Can I help somebody here today? So what the problem is we as people of God, we worry that God is not on our side when we have problems at work. But Peter is having problems at work with Jesus next to him.
All right.